Hi crafters, welcome back and thanks for joining me. This is Jana with Purple Girl Crafts. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my number 6 in my quick card series. This card, I'm calling it an easel card. As you can see, I've got some Velcro. Just did a little dot so that will display and sit like this when it's open. This card is a style I haven't seen before. I was just playing around and seeing if it would look good. I kind of like it. This can be decorated for any occasion. It requires no die cuts. It's just a couple of simple cuts and then mats layers. And you can just do mats, you can do layers, you can do both. So let's just get started. For our base piece, this is going to be cut at 11 by 7 centimeters will be the top, inches at the bottom. On the 11-inch side, you're going to score this at 4 inches and 7.5. Now you can turn this on the 7-inch side, and we're going to mark this at 3.5, down to that first mark. And you want to do it on the smaller side. So you don't want to do it on the larger side. You want to do it on the opposite end. You don't need to do that though. Then we need one piece that is 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. And we'll need a layer on top of that. And this piece is 3.5 by 6.5. Next, we will need one piece, and this is going to be cut at 3.25 by 6 3/4. And then we need a layer on top of that. And that is going to be 3 by 6.5. Then we'll need one piece at 3 1/8 by 3 1/4. And then another piece at 2 7/8 by 3. And that will be for that top piece. Then the last pieces we need are one piece at 1 3/4 by 6 3/4, and another piece at 1.5 by 6. Now, this one, they're a little long. They don't need to be that long. So these are just the scraps from when I cut the card down to 7 inches. All right, so we're done with our scoreboard. So we're going to move that out of the way. We're going to grab our trimmer. Now, on that piece where you did the small mark, and this is on the smaller end of the card, not the 4-inch side, there's a little bit smaller. You're going to line this up at 3.5, and you're just going to cut from the score line down. So I like to go from bottom up so that I've got that bar. What I'm doing, I'm just starting at that score line and then just going to cut that off. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to line up that score line again. And we're just going to cut off one side of this. You can do either side, it doesn't matter, as long as you've got just plain paper. And then what you want to do is you also want to cut just a tiny edge off of that piece that you just did on the one end that's sticking out. Just cut just a tiny sliver off. That's just so that it'll lay flat and it doesn't butt up against that fold line. And then you do need your scoreboard one more time. So you want to make sure this is on a 3.5-inch side. So make sure it lines up. And then go ahead and just score 1/2 inch. So we're actually going to use this piece on the card. Right, so when you fold these, you're going to fold it. So you're going to have a larger side, which is the 4-inch side. And then you'll have your two smaller ends. And as you can see, that will fit right in there and it won't be in the way. Now, you could do this card either way. So I just fold this the wrong direction. So I'm folding it because I want the flap to be on the left side, but it could be on the right side. That would look cute too. All right, so I'm just making sure this is all lined up, and I'm just going to crease out those folds one more time. And you do want that piece there, so it looks perfect. All right, then for this piece, we're going to just crease out that fold. And this is just going to get glued to the bottom of this piece on the inside. You're not going to see it. So we're going to grab our glue and just put glue on this flap. And then just secure that down. I'm just making sure it's even all the way around. And that it closes flat, so that's perfect. Okay, now for the bats and layers. So the bigger 4-inch piece or 3 3/4-inch piece, that's going to be for the front of the card. And then we'll put these pieces down just to show you where they're going to go. And there'll be those two smaller ones there. And then that will be for the sentiment. Right, so I'm just going to put these down. And again, you can use your tape or you can use glue, either one. And I'm doing the inside of the card. I sped this up just to make it quicker for you, so it's a quick card. All right, so that part is done, and that's on the inside. And then this is the piece that's going to fold over. So this is what it's going to look like right now. So we're going to use a Velcro dot. And I got these at the dollar store, I think, and they were like $1 for the pack. They're very thin, so they don't add a lot of bulk. So they're actually nice to use. So I'm just going to line this up. But when you do it, you want to make sure that you've got it in just a little bit. So start on the bottom and make sure it's hidden from when the flap is closed, because you do have that little lip there. And then we're going to take the other side and we're going to put it right on top. And I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue on it. And now to secure that to the card, you're just going to open up the card and then just lay it like this and then line it up so you've got a nice center, and then just push that down so that Velcro will attach to that other flap. Now I'm going to let this sit for a minute. I'm not going to pull it off so that it doesn't get in the way or it doesn't come up. All right, so we're going to leave that and we're going to work on this piece. Now, this is where you can do any sentiment. Now, I used some sentiments, and here I am. I don't want to sit here and have you guys watch me do this, so I fast forwarded through all of this. So I did "You Make Me Happy," and then on the inside of it, it's going to say "When Skies Are Gray." All right, so that's now done. So this piece, and you could do this you could make it any width you want. I just did the piece from when I cut off on the card. All right, so we're going to glue this down. And again, you can use tape or glue, either one. Just making sure it's got a border just on those 3 sides, because it's not going to show on the other side. I need to move this up just a little bit. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I'm just pushing glue out now. I'm just making sure that it's all the way down and looks good. All right, so this is going to sit in the card. I'm going to make sure it's in the center of that piece. So I'm going to open up this card. I'm going to go ahead and just turn this over. Now this is too long, so I'm just going to cut it off. So you're not going to see it, so I'm just going to cut off the end because I don't want it as long as what it was. Again, I'm just going to measure this and get that back in there. So I'm going to get my ruler, and I want to make sure that this is in the center. So you want about 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch on either side. And then once you have it lined up where you want it, just lift up the card, turn it over. And then I'm just going to take a pencil and just do a pencil mark around it so I know where the glue is going to go. And then we're just going to put glue in that area. And again, make sure that the words are going the right way when you glue this down. So you want them upside down if you're gluing it like this. And just like that. Right, then I've got my little cartoon character that I drew. He's sitting in a tub of bubbles. And he's going to sit right on the front. And you could do foam dots on here too, but I'm just going to glue him down. So let's close this and make sure it looks nice. All right, so you can see the happy on the top and then the sentiment on the inside. I'm going to grab just a couple little pearls, and we're going to put just a couple of pearls around. And just like that, that is the card that we made. This one was really super fast and easy. I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And until next time, happy crafting. Would love to see what you make. Thanks. Bye-bye.